Models and purity. Ideas and ideal. Mark 7:1-23. Welcome to our Gospel Commentary channel, to discover yourself. Today we will delve into the specific meaning of the terms perfection and purity, in the journey of faith. For a more complete overview of our human, cultural and spiritual proposal, we suggest you visit the website duevi.art. Duevi.art. Under the Herod dynasty, the sense of clan and community was crumbling. Due to survival problems, families were forced to withdraw into themselves, loosen ties, and think about their own needs. This closure was reinforced by the devotion of the time in every aspect. In verses 10-12 we see an incredible example. Those who dedicated their inheritance to the temple could leave their parents without help. Offense and offering, injustice and normative behavior, a strange connection, in the apparent form of the exemplary accent. The Lord is for a humanization in all fields. But in ancient cultures, the mythical vision of the world led people to appreciate any reality starting from the category of holiness as detachment. At the time of Mark, some converted Jews believed that they could abandon their old customs and approach the pagans. Others were of the opposite opinion. It would be like rejecting significant parts of the Torah. In fact, the evangelist emphasizes that the problem is in the house, verse 17, that is, in the church. A fraternity where the Master, who came to free from artificial obsessions, was not yet understood. Christ must insist on his teaching, now not addressed to strangers, but to the disciples, precisely, incapable of understanding, verses 14 and 18. Observance of the rules of purity was a factor of ordinary marginalization for many people. The poor were considered especially ignorant and cursed, because they were unable to achieve global fulfillment. Consequently, they were unable to receive the consoling blessing promised to Abraham. A daily drip that undermined the profound meaning of existing together. In particular, ablutions were a sort of rite during which a separation between the sacred and the profane was celebrated, in the detachment from people and situations considered impure. Staying out of the supposed filth, none of the shaky things could ever be lifted up, so the rules were not a source of peace, but of slavery. To lend a helping hand would have been downright sacrilegious. In short, inhuman trifles were placed before the law itself, nullifying its comprehensive spirit. Brotherhood that would have accentuated the enthusiasm of existing. Placed in that context, people only embraced paths they already knew. The woman and the man lost the meaning of their multifaceted existence. And life without contraries weakened the exodus of the entire people. You beautifully set aside the commandment of God, that you may keep your own tradition, Mark 7:9. Jesus cannot tolerate the closed world of conformist religiosity being bent and used to destroy relationships. For this reason the freedom of the disciples is opposed to the control of the Pharisees, verse 2, who refuse to obey what has no meaning for concrete life, where the visible love that nourishes ideal love passes. The Master and Lord teaches that true worship is closeness. In this way, in the wake of the Word there is a stage and an entire new order, which conquers all external connections within the interior. True ecstasy is the purity of benefiting all, not the self-satisfaction of the model of perfection, which leads to fighting against everyone and against oneself. The origin of evil is not in an external cause. The active presence of a new order abolishes legal prescriptions and shifts the center of the morality of our actions. Here we recall the teaching of Jesus: impurity does not come from outside, that is, from outside to inside. That is not the threat. Behaviors become a disgrace only through decisions that are, sacrilegious, because they block life. Impure is that which poisons the existence and spontaneous realization of people, their relationships, and creation itself. Jesus frees the crowd of the voiceless and lost from the obsession of torments and fears, from always being on the defensive. We are called to love to the limits. They are the ground of preparatory energies for real blossoming, impulses and signs of our task in the world according to the newness of God. Every exodus values alternatives. And we find fulfillment, the meaning of life, and gradually greater completeness, precisely by meeting our opposite sides. We are not called to fix ourselves in one direction. There are others. In short, anyone who intimidates his inadequate brother threatens the life of the cosmos and makes the most sensitive and attentive people distrustful. It is our imperfections that make us new, exceptional, unique. Let us therefore learn not to be dismayed by the fact that we are not religiously successful, but rather firstfruits. Mark 7:1-23. Thank you all for your kind attention. We invite you to subscribe to the channel, to stay updated on our activities. If you liked it, leave a well done to support us. Subscribe, give your precious like, share with your friends, and comment too.